Moments before the afternoon session commenced, the two sides of Parliament took turns to make their remarks over the High Court ruling, with Speaker Moses Wetangula cast on the spotlight over the decision he made 2 years ago.
As the majority party whip of Azimio, today handed over to your office a copy of that decision of the High Court with a letter that we are giving you according to the standing orders, our majority leader as Honorable Junet Mohammed and Honorable Robert Mbui.
I want to say today that I am privileged to speak from the seat of the majority leader. Because, Mr. Speaker, even when I sat on the seat, it is very warm, Mr. Speaker, unlike mine, which was very cold, Mr. Speaker. I didn't know the seats of Parliament have different warmth, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I don't foresee myself leaving this seat anytime soon. I don't see myself leaving this one anytime.
Including letters, Honorable Speaker, that I have seen from the Registrar of Political Parties, ascertaining that MDDG, UDM, PA, Maendeleo Chap have left Azimio. The leader of Jubilee Party in this House, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Sabina Chege, has today enjoys a position as a whip of an independent parliamentary political party called Jubilee. On that basis, Honorable Speaker, Jubilee then cannot and shall not and shall never be counted as part of Azimio.
To mislead the House that those parties who are members of Azimio cannot be forced to stay in Azimio, Mr. Speaker. To that extent, Mr. Speaker, there is a procedure of getting out of Azimio, Mr. Speaker. They have not followed the procedure, Mr. Speaker, and I can tell you I'm the Secretary General of Azimio.
We respect the courts, but again, it is these very laws that govern, as Honorable Speaker, that give you that power, as Honorable Speaker, to declare the majority and minority. So even as Honorable Junet and the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, Honorable Speaker, live on rented space, they should know that the final declaration of majority and minority comes from your seat, Honorable Speaker.
You know, timing in life is everything, right? So this ruling was, came just 2 years, more than 2 years actually, after whose majority was decided in the National Assembly. A lot has changed since then in 2 years. We've seen, ODM members of Parliament initially leave that particular office of MP, head over into cabinet. And so the political landscape in the country changes as much as it can. And it will be a key decision that will be made by the Speaker of the National Assembly. As he said, he's the only one, mandated by the Constitution to make that kind of decision on who is the majority, putting in mind the things that have changed and the facts, that keep on changing in the political spectra as well. So that is something we'll be keeping tabs on, just to see what happens in the flow of the National Assembly and for how long, as members of Parliament led by the self-imposed majority leader Junet Mohammed, on how long they can be able to put that standoff in place. Now, Northeastern region members of Parliament have defended President William Ruto's order of scrapping the vetting exercise when acquiring national identification cards. At a press briefing within Parliament buildings, the legislators, led by Member of Parliament Adan Keynan and Farah Maalim, faulted statements made by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and Trans Nzoia County Governor George Natembeya as false and against a particular community. The MPs now want the two leaders to apologize, saying communities from Northeastern have equal rights as other Kenyans.
Unequivocally condemn the recent inflammatory, reckless, and dangerous divisive remarks made by Governor George Natembeya of Trans Nzoia and Mr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka concerning President William Ruto's crucial proclamation on 5th February 2025, which rightfully rescinded and scrapped off the long-standing, unjust, and discriminatory vetting process long imposed on Kenyans from northern Kenya. The decision to abolish this discriminatory and unconstitutional vetting practice was undeniably overdue and yet profoundly necessary as a corrective measure that reaffirms and that protects the constitutional rights of all Kenyans, most notably those from Northern Kenya region and other border communities. Article 12(1)(b) of the Constitution explicitly guarantees every citizen the right to Kenyan passport, as well as unfettered access to any registration or identification documents, while Article 27(4) decisively prohibits discrimination on any grounds, including ethnicity, religion, or social origin. These constitutional safeguards are non-negotiable and should never be subjected to distortions of discriminatory procedures. Furthermore, it's crucial to underscore that the President's proclamation was not solely a measure intended for Northern Kenya, but rather a far-reaching reform that offers far-needed relief to over 14 border counties across the nation. This includes, unfortunately or fortunately, Governor Tembea's Trans Nzoia County, which shares a significant border with Uganda, and you all know it. You know the population, you know how it is. One must question Governor Tembea's apparent refusal to associate himself with the President's proclamation with the border benefits it brings to his own Trans Nzoia County, which shares a vital border with Uganda. Why then has Governor Tembea chosen to direct his rage towards this positive impact?
The Auditor General has called for the empowerment of county assemblies to enhance their oversight role in ensuring the effective and responsible use of public funds by county governments. Speaking to the press, while at Embu County Assembly following a fact-finding mission, the Auditor General Nancy Gathungu emphasized the need for additional support to help county assemblies perform their oversight duties more efficiently. She urged the legislative reforms that would bolster the powers and mandate of county assemblies, while also allowing the Senate to focus on establishing a solid policy framework.
As you're aware, the Auditor General is required to report to Parliament and county assemblies on matters or accountability. The financial audit reports for counties go both to the Senate and also to the county assemblies. And the discussions we have had with the county assemblies, and I'll have with a few more county assemblies, is how do we emphasize or how do we empower them and strengthen their oversight role, so that they also play the role at the grassroots. You realize that county assemblies comprise of the elected members of county, the wards. So they know the projects that they have approved, they know the budgets that they have appropriated, and they know what's happening on the ground. So we want to agree on how can they be the first ones on the ground to discuss the reports and ensure they give recommendations that the executives and other entities must implement to ensure there is development and continuous service delivery. Even as these reports are being discussed at Senate, we want to see the county assemblies play this role more. We have seen a few governance matters which are cutting across other counties. These are issues that may require some legislative action or amendments to assist devolution. But Embu is doing fairly well. They are cooperating when it comes to audit, but they are also having challenges like any other county in terms of adequate resourcing. And you know, without adequate resourcing, you have to sort of stretch yourself thinly on the ground in terms of development projects. But we have said that sometimes it is important to cut back on too many projects, not just in Embu, but also in other counties and also at national level. So that we look at how well prepared
on finance and budget for politicizing the investigations on the county pending bills. The county boss, during a press briefing, said that the fact that the committee did not allow him to join them on their visit to the projects completed and answer questions raises questions about the investigations and the biasness. The Senate committee, led by Senator Boni Khalwale, had indicated that they would only allow other departmental committees to accompany them to their visit to Kehancha Market, Uriri College, or Uriri TVC, Marindi Market, among others, except for the governor.
We have come here to oversight the governor of Migori, His Excellency Achilo Oyako. We have come here to oversight implementation of projects, delivery of service, and failure to pay for services delivered to the county government of Migori. There are several projects and several pending bills to the tune of 1.7 billion shillings. The governor has requested us that he would like to accompany us, that he doesn't want to assign us officers. I am together with the Senate Legal Department and the clerk. After I have presented the request of the governor to them, they have advised us that that would be unprocedural if we are coming to oversight the governor.
And I want to indicate to you that part of the challenges that we have as a county is investigations that are politically orchestrated. Because when investigations are brought, what we are discussing here are pending bills. The things have been sent on email. But when you see a committee of the Senate, do not disclose the venue of the meeting. A committee of the Senate do not indicate the projects being visited, because if you want to carry out a meaningful interrogation of a project, then you need to make aware the owner of the project, the same way EACC, DCI, or other committees tell you that they want to visit a project. So you will avail the technical officials, you will avail yourself, and you will visit the project.
Former leaders of the Amani National Congress have defected from the party after joining the United Democratic Alliance and subsequently forming a new political outfit, the Umoja Summit Party. The leaders claimed that ANC had lost its influence and direction. Speaking to the press in Huisero constituency, Umoja Summit Party Secretary General Barak Muluka and party leader Godfrey Kanoti stated that despite ANC's merger with UDA, they had collectively decided to establish a new party with a national outlook. The leaders also expressed their support for National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula as the party leader of Ford Kenya, asserting that ANC had been completely absorbed into UDA.
So ANC is dead and buried. They say that it has been merged. No, it has not been merged. It has been submerged. It has been swallowed. When you eat a piece of bread and it gets in your stomach, you don't say that you have merged with that piece of bread. You have swallowed it. And UDA has swallowed.
And before moving, you must ask yourself, who is behind me? The people that were supporting you, the people that were going with you. You cannot be in one direction and you're not looking back to see if people are coming with you. We are disappointed as a community, or as a people, as a party, or as a group of people that were following ANC. So we are offering our people a new chance, a new space, a new party for them to come into and join Umoja Summit Party.
Be very, very clear that this party has got absolutely nothing to do with Musalia Mudavadi or any other elite political figure.
We are not fighting Musalia, we are not fighting Wetangula. We have a new party. We are not joining anybody who is fighting Musalia or Wetangula. Let's not be taken to be like we are coming together to join others who are fighting Musalia. That's not the case. He is free to join the party. But for now, for me, and as a party leader, we are not creating a space for Musalia to say that when he is forming some party somewhere through me or through Barak, this is our party.
In fact, there's absence of leadership, there's failure in leadership. We are witnessing early campaigns at a time when His Excellency the President should be serving this nation when he should be delivering the promises that he made.
Nyanza Church political and cultural leaders led residents in Kisumu in a prayer for the African Union chairman candidate Raila Odinga ahead of the weekend's coveted elections as the region anticipated Raila's historic win. The prayers began with a procession from the city center of Kisumu through the Kisumu-Nairobi highway to the Power of Jesus Church for a special service. Leading the National Council of Church Leaders Nyanza, Bishop Ogonyo Ngede, said through prayers, just like they did to former U.S. President Barack Obama, they believe Raila will win.
With the lion of the...
So our God is a God of miracle and God always answering prayer. So I believe that Raila Odinga is going to have victory, and that is what we are looking for, that God to give him victory, so that he can be the chair of African Union, African Council in the continent of Africa. And I believe it's going to be so. So that's my word that I can say, because we bishops in Nyanza, we committed ourselves, we are praying and interceding and thanking God and asking God to give him victory. And I know God is going to answer our prayer.
We are praying for Raila Odinga to win. And I'm sure in my heart, Unyalego is going to win this.
I have the confidence that the Lord is going to lead us so that Raila Amolo Odinga will win on the first round. Amen. We pray that there should be no second round. Joy! 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 Joy!
The Ker has spoken. The apostle has spoken, the governor of Siaya has spoken. We are all in one accord that we are kneeling down, we are on our knees today as we pray for the victory of Raila Amolo Odinga. And just like the Bible promises, if you ask God for fish, he will indeed provide it. We are asking for Raila Amolo Odinga's victory. We believe that that victory is coming, round one, on the 15th of February 2025.
All right, allow us to take a quick breather at that point. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines. Stay with us. Urging him to revisit the county and engage directly with residents.
Siku hii president alikuwa hapa, mimi kama mama sikufurahia kuona ile maneno alikuwa anafanyiwa, kwa sababu ni maendeleo alikuwa anatuletea. Lakini watu wengine hawakuwa naelewa ni nini president anafanya. Anatembea kila pahali akiwa anasema ni nini mnataka mfanyiwe. Kuliko sasa sisi watu wa Isiolo tuseme ni nini tunataka kufanyiwa, wengine wanataka downfall. Na ndio sababu uliona vijana walinunuliwa ile vitu walinunuliwa, hawakuwa naogopa president, hawakuwa anajua president ni nini anasema. Hata wenyewe ukiwauliza the following day kuwauliza nini walikuwa nasema, hawakuwa anajua, kwa sababu iko ile madawa walikuwa wamepewa ndio wakuje wapigie president wetu duru.
Kurudisha shukrani kwa His Excellency the President wa Jamhuri ya Kenya kwa kukubali mwaliko wa gavana wetu wa Isiolo ambaye alimwalika aje atutembelee ndio atupanyie miradi ile ambaye tunataka. Kusema ukweli, His Excellency nirundi niseme sorry sana. Sisi kama jamii Council of Elders ambaye ya jamii zote zinaishi Isiolo, kama bila unajua Isiolo ni cosmopolitan county. Tuko na all communities na tuko na Council of Elders. Na ndio tuko hapa leo kusema sorry na kurudisha shukrani.
A somber mood has engulfed a family at Mui Ward in Mwingi Central following the death of their two kins. Dorcas Kisio, a middle-aged woman who was also serving as a village elder of Itiko area of Mui Ward, was murdered by her husband Munyoki Kavisi before he proceeded to kill himself. The husband, who is a prison ex-convict, has severally been threatening to kill his wife after he was released on bond. The wife's family is trying to come to terms on how the death of their sister happened, attributing all this to the court. The couple has left behind 7 children. Their bodies were collected and moved to Mwingi Level 4 Hospital mortuary as the family awaits post-mortem.
We are saddened this afternoon to have lost our sister, who has been fatally murdered by the husband. The husband has really been devastating the family since long time. Since we were very young, this is our first sister. I followed her. Earlier on during the month of September, he had really tried again to attempted to kill her and her daughter. We intervened, and the course of law was followed. Was prosecuted in Mwingi law courts and taken to remand for threatening to kill. He also killed himself immediately after chopping my sister into pieces. But now we're only praying that the families will again. We feel derailed, indeed very derailed. And we are lost of words for what has happened.
Huyu bwanake alikuwa ameshikwa kwa ulanguzi wa dawa za kulevya, kwani alikuwa anaishi kule Mombasani na alitoka kule na mafundisho mabaya. Alipofika kotini alipelekwa Waita for some times, na basi kapewa board na court. Kile nataka kuuliza kwa hisani kuu sana ni kama court inapeana board kwa hawa watu wa ulanguzi wa dawa za kulevya, investigation ifanyike kwa ukweli kabisa, ndiposa ukipeana board unajua unapea mtu fulani. Kwa hivyo kama hakupewa board, huyu mzee angeua, huyu mzee angejiua.
Kwani koti iliachilia huyu mtu na ni mtu mbaya na alikuwa amemgreta ndugu yangu kumkatakata. Sasa hii amemkatakata, amemuua. Mimi nalia na koti kwa sababu imefanya sistangu auawa. Juu inge mruhusu hii kitu, ndugu yangu angeuawa. Kwa hivyo tuko na uchungu kama familia. Ameacha watoto 7. Watoto wenyewe hawana kazi, hawana nini, na kwa nini hii koti imefanya hivyo?
Kwa njia ambayo ni ya kutatanisha, akawachiliwa na koti. Na aliporudi nyumbani amekuwa na tabia ya kumwogofisha bibi yake kila wakati.
Our condolences to the family. Kabarnet School for the Deaf and the Blind, the largest institution of its kind in East and Central Africa, extends a sincere invitation to lovers across the country this Valentine's Day. Although February 14th is a day to celebrate love, the school is calling on individuals and couples to share their love with those who are often forgotten, the 75 deaf and blind students under their care. For more than 2 years now, this important institution has faced a lot of neglect by the government without receiving any grant money. Despite being a government institution under the Ministry of Education, the school has had to rely on the generosity of donors to continue its activities. This coming Valentine's Day, the school is organizing a 5-kilometer walk to raise much-needed funds. The walk aims to support volunteer workers and vulnerable children who are affected by the lack of the government support.
For a long time, we have been putting a smile on our loved ones, putting a smile on our spouses, a smile on our young people, the young people of this country, put a smile on their girlfriends and their boyfriends. And we are doing it differently this time in Kabarnet. In Baringo County and Kabarnet in particular, we have a school called Kabarnet School for the Deaf Blind, which is facing myriads of challenges owing to insufficiency of capital that is provided to them by the Ministry of Education and other stakeholders. We as a county are appealing to you to forego your Valentine's gift to your loved ones and make it available to the children of Kabarnet School for the Deaf and Blind. Let us put a smile on the face of these young disadvantaged children. The circumstances in which they are living is a bit wanting. The staff that are supposed to be working for them and serving them. Sometimes have to go without salaries for long periods of time because of the insufficiency of the capitation that they do get. We are urging friends and people of goodwill and lovers to put a smile on these young people.
It is the only school in East and Central Africa which gives or offers education for deaf-blind children, and therefore it is the only school in Kenya. We receive children from all parts of Kenya and even outside Kenya, and currently we have 85 learners. We have 55 boys and 30 girls, and they come from various counties. They not only come from Baringo County, but all over the country. So therefore, this day is very important for us because we have some challenges, like the funding from the government is somehow insufficient, and the major challenge right now is the salaries for the workers. We have a huge debt arrears for the workers, and therefore and other needs of the school. So we found that this day we can use it so that we can maybe mobilize resources so that also we can get something we can use for the betterment of our education of our.
Well, that will definitely be one of the best ways anyone can spend their Valentine's Day, just sharing the love with these kind of institutions which help, our vulnerable children and sisters and brothers in society. Well, at that point, allow me to wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you are up to date with what is making headlines across the Republic of Kenya tonight. Like I said, it's just 2 days to the African Union Commission elections for the chairperson. So everything is at stake, literally. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. I've been in studio with Laura Omondi tonight. From us, good night.